Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, I'm enjoying a cup of coffee here tonight. Thank you for being a member of Patreon. Got a fascinating story I want to share with you back from the days of World War II. You see, Joseph Stalin of Russia had his own psychic advisor, a Polish Jew that he had captured. His name was Wolf Messing. In 1937, Messing gave a performance at a theater in Warsaw, Poland, during the course of which he announced that if Hitler invades Russia, it would lead to his death. The Nazis were furious when they heard about this, and they put a price of 200,000 marks on Messing's head, but they couldn't catch him. But when Russia invaded Poland in 1939, they captured Wes Messing. Messing was arrested, but while he was being held in custody, he managed to hypnotize all the prison staff, including the governor, and assembled them into his cell. He suggested to them hypnotically that there were diamonds hidden in the floor of his prison cell. What? And he managed by this auto-suggestion to persuade the guards to begin searching for these gemstones, diamonds. As they continued their quest for the imaginary diamonds, Wolf Messing walked out of the cell and closed the door behind him. Concealing himself in a hay wagon, he managed to escape to the USSR. On his arrival, he promptly applied to the Ministry of Culture for a job but was rejected. He responded by giving a demonstration of his powers, and the Ministry of Culture changed their mind. Matter of fact, for a year, he toured Russia, giving public performances. And within a year, he had come to the attention of Joseph Stalin himself, who recruited him after subjecting him to some very strenuous tests. So he basically said, "You're going to be my advisor." Not long after this, he announced that the Soviet tanks will roll into Berlin. At the time, the two countries were close allies, and Messing's prediction was an extremely risky one to make. But the Germans protested, but the Russian authorities replied that they could not be held responsible for his prophecies. So the Germans, who had him once, and he hypnotized him and got away, are now hearing about his prophecy that one day the Russians would roll their tanks into Berlin, Germany. They were so angry, they wanted to kill him, of course, but the Russians said, "Look, you can't hold us responsible for his prophecies." And in 1943, he made another prediction to a large crowd at a theater there in Russia, that the war would end in May of 1945. Well, the Soviets did roll their tanks into Berlin, and the war did end in May of 1945. Wolf Messing, a Polish Jew, captured by the Germans and escaped, advisor to the Russians, and his predictions came to pass. Oh, by the way, Hitler supposedly died, and if so, Wolf Messing was 3 for 3 with his predictions. Are you serious? No one ever talks about these things. But if you study the occultism that Hitler was involved in, I mean, Lord have mercy. I mean, here you got this guy here, that's a total different deal. He was... but when you talk about some of the occultism that was going on heavily in Nazi Germany, and there was occultism going on everywhere during World War II. I mean, there was the British witches, 17 of them, that all gathered around that monument and cursed Germany that they would never be able to cross the sea and land in England. You had Hitler and his quest for the spear of Longinus, the spear of destiny. You had Hitler, who spent millions of dollars trying to find the lost Ark of the Covenant. You had all kinds of seances and occult practices and black mass and human sacrificing and all kinds of unbelievably black magic, dark, very dark demonic activity that went on. And don't forget Lebensborn and the weird science of trying to create a superior race by Hitler, an Aryan race. Oh, it was so dark. It was so wicked. And the reason the Jews were being slaughtered by Hitler is because of the dark occult practices and the demons of hell that had entered into him to try to kill God's chosen people, the Jewish people. You say, but why would they need to be killed then? Because the nation of Israel, prophesied in the Bible, was to be rebirthed. And until after the Holocaust, it's after the Holocaust that the world was willing to allow the Jews to go back to their homeland, to the Holy Land, to form the nation of Israel. I'll be back with more strange, bizarre, unexplained, and even phenomenons, biblical prophecy, and even conspiracy of theories. Right here, we'll keep bringing them to you on Patreon. Thank you for joining Patreon, and thank you for being a supporter of this Patreon channel. God bless all of you. Are you serious? Are you serious? Did you even know this story? What?